a lot better.
It would be quite awesome.
Can you hear us, chat? Ladies and gentlemen, tap in with Pat the Designer and the Breeze crew. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another edition.
Technical difficulties.
YouTube got y'all down so floosed. Can they hear us?
Yeah, there we're in.
Whoa.
Ladies
and gentlemen.
All right.
Sounds like they can hear us. Yeah. Sounds like we got audio. Hey, look at that. We're back.
Oh,
I'm sick of this skit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm ready to slap somebody.
Oh, he's the closest.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Yeah, he definitely is the closest. He definitely is the closest. Hey,
The look.
Joe got nervous. Joe definitely turned to the left like,
No violence on the show, guys. No violence.
Negro, please.
look what the Bears have done to us. What have you done to us, Bears?
Chaos.
My boy, look what you've done to my boy. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another edition of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We got a lot to get into on today's show. A late show, but a show nonetheless, I guess. Listen, are the Bears moving on from Shane Waldron? That is the question of the day. I want to talk about how the Chicago Bears are about to destroy another quarterback.
Please no.
And when I tell you destroy, I mean I am preparing 3 years ahead for the draft. That's where I'm at right now. And best and worst of the weekend. All that more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Blame Kid for the ice cream. What's going on, boys? Everybody cool now? Everybody calm, collective?
Yeah.
No, this week
Blame
sucks.
Jay-Z for the sodium. You know, the extra
The
media,
sodium,
extra
geez,
media over
meat.
here with the show. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? That's a
tipped
pause
on.
moment now that I think about it.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
yo,
Hey, listen, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that.
That
That's
was
for you.
nuts.
It hit me.
Insane right there. Hey, Swat said Joel on the hot seat last week, soundboard this week, audio.
Well, I wasn't here last week.
Exactly.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, we still blaming you.
Yeah,
Still your
even
fault.
here.
Leave us here with good,
I was
still
on
your
a
good
boat.
operation.
I was in great weather.
You on a
last
boat?
week. Yeah, I was on the Icon.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
How was the trip?
It was actually very
Everything
nice.
good?
I needed it.
some. Yeah.
Needed
I
it.
was
A
Yeah,
little relaxed, a little break.
I've been working so much with the moving and downsizing and moving into another townhouse and rehabbing that and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
I'm never lifting those records again, by the way.
You know what?
I'm never
appreciate
moving
you.
another
I
mattress
appreciate
for you
all
ever.
guys
I'm not
for
moving a
helping me
mattress
out.
for you ever again.
I heard
sorry.
you almost died, my boy.
Joe don't get nothing from
Literally
me.
almost died.
This
Literally
next time
almost
Jordan
died.
moved that thing. Jordan was sitting there talking about his life. He was rocking back and forth like
I could not believe how difficult it was.
he only did like 15 minutes of work and was done.
Bro, I was done. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you guys, man. No,
Hey, man,
Nah,
let's
of
talk a
course.
little bit of football, man. We've waited. We made the people wait long enough. Let's get into a little bit of football content because Chicago Bears, realistically speaking, are
Dumpster fire.
I mean,
can't believe
listen.
this.
I mean, my God, bro.
What's
It-
worse than a dumpster fire?
well,
That's a good one.
it's a hit storm, shall we say?
There you go.
But
There you go.
they're children present, so we won't call it
There
what it
you go.
really is. But no, I mean, listen, Matt Eberflus spoke today. I mean, there's so much to get into with this franchise after a 19-3 loss to the Patriots.
Patriots, my boy.
The Patriots, my guy. I mean, you're in the worst position you can be in as a franchise right now. You have no answers. When you're getting called out on the radio, your phone magically dies. I am impressed by that.
That was epic.
I mean, the old bro. He literally pulled the I don't want to talk to the girl no more.
Hey, and he didn't even call back.
Didn't even call
He
back.
didn't even
Skip
call
it.
back.
Skip that bit.
Right. The fact that he didn't call back.
Bro, listen.
I thought that was planned.
Oh, come on, dog. Come
Yeah.
on. You already know what it was. So I think that, listen, there's a lot of question marks on the head coach right now. All of a sudden, there's a conversation on moving on from the play caller and Shane Waldron. And realistically speaking, while we may be done with Waldron, and I do think there are some inconsistencies. When you watch the first half of the game versus the Patriots, there's a part of this that is on Caleb Williams. Multiple sacks on
Absolutely.
Caleb Williams in that first half, holding
Absolutely.
on to the football too long. Realistically speaking, right now, he does look like the fourth best quarterback in the draft, which is concerning. I didn't even do that part. Yeah. We got the squad in the building. Yeah. My bad.
We're all
Super producer Joe Holt. Patty's been a Lappy Kid.
Pat, we're
Mr.
here.
Meaty.
Let's just talk football.
Yeah, we got
We're all here.
Superman C-Dub. Yeah. Drew Better back there. Yep. Shout out to all the crew.
Drew Better. If you knew better, you do better.
Yeah.
But then we get to the part where, right? Let's move past that. We get to the press conference. I was on the radio today because the press conference was supposed to be at 10:45. They then moved the press conference
2 hours
to noon because there was a belief that something was going to change. Why are we moving the press conferences to noon around here? We got changes coming. Okay, bet it up. And Flus gets on the mic.
You did not expect him to get on that mic, did you?
Oh, no, I expected him to be there. Once he did the radio interview, I was like, he's still the head coach. Then Flus gets on the mic. And I heard Flus say, when asked about, are you going to move on from Shane Waldron on a Monday of Packer Week, we're in the process of evaluation. What the does that mean, Ricky Bobby? Dog.
Everything is on the table.
Dog. What does that mean?
I don't know what to do with my
I don't know
hands.
what to do with my hands.
my hands. That's what that means. I don't know.
Bro, we are in the process of evaluation.
He watched the game last night, Pat. He watched it again this morning. He's in the process of evaluating it. It's a long day. Monday's a lot of meetings. It's a long day. He interviewed at 12.
You know I punch you in the face, right? You know I will punch
That's
you
what he
in the face.
said. What do you mean? That's what he said. I'm just saying what he said.
Bro,
Monday's a long day. Got a lot of meetings.
Bro, that man said we are in the process of evaluation. I have zero answers on what that means. Realistically speaking, Matt Eberflus has zero answers on what that means. There is total dysfunction with this team, and let's be 110% honest. What does going to Thomas Brown do?
Nothing.
It just shows that they're changing something.
No.
I punch you in the face.
I listened to you this morning on that.
Mistaking activity for achievement. That's not doing it.
I listened to you this morning on that.
Nobody wanted him. We wanted Harbaugh. At least I did.
Well, you wanted Harbaugh as the head coach. We didn't want.
I wanted change. I didn't care who it was. I wanted change.
Yes. And what did we talk about before? We talked about him not being prepared. We talked about all these things that he's done. Even the last couple of years, it's the same stuff. And now this team has regressed. But yes, it's also the offensive line was really bad. But it's like the whole thing is just a dumpster fire all the way around.
I'll be honest with you. When you say what does it do, it brings you start to win your locker room back because we're in a situation where you're starting to lose it. And so I'm not sitting there saying that this is going to be the cure-all, but like realistically, if you're losing players week over week and we haven't faced our division, it's only going to get worse at this point. You have to make some moves to show this team, like, hey, listen, we see what you see. We're willing to make the corrections. And that's what it would do. This team is not going to, like, if we're already on defense to do more when they're already when they're already doing the best they can realistically. He said,
well, that was one question. I meant the other.
No,
one.
he has. I'm gonna leave that for you.
Yeah.
But the one when you're asking the defense to do more, which is all Flus is really going to do, like, no, it's not fair to ask them to do more. Realistically, you have to get the offense going because that's the only way we're going to actually end up winning games. And there's a history of head coaches who got fired, who had their defense together. Robert Saleh, we talked off camera about that one. He's one of them. Guess what? That offense don't look good.
Yeah.
He got fired.
Yeah.
You can say it's Aaron Rodgers or not.
Yeah.
He's done. Yeah. And guess what? He has a better record. And you could sit there and say he has more of an excuse than Eberflus.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could say that. You can't say that about Eberflus. So moving away from him does a lot, especially if the players, you even mentioned it, these players that are, when they say what they mean, if they can't answer a direct question
It's
about
not-
is he losing the
it's not
locker
about
room.
what is moving on from Flus, do, because you're not moving on from Flus. Flus is here. Flus is
So
not
we know
going
that for
anywhere.
sure
That's
now.
not happening.
It's definitive.
If Matt Eberflus is here today, he's not leaving.
Yeah, I
He's
wish
here today.
He should have been
He's
gone a
doing
week ago.
interviews today.
He
He's
should have been gone a
talking
week ago.
Today.
Yeah.
If he's here today, he's not going nowhere.
Yeah, that's-
He will be here till the end of the season, and we will wear this like a freaking badge of honor that we don't fire coaches in season.
Bro,
That gets on my
that gets
last
on-
nerves. That badge of honor crap. I actually
And-
mentioned. Oh my god.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. Kyle Brandt mentioned that in was it Good Morning Football about thinking that over the last 100 years you're the only, I guess, franchise organization that hasn't fired anybody during the season, as if that's supposed to mean something like, oh, it's because everything is intact. No, that just means you all are slow to making decisions. You all are slow to making changes that need to be made right then and there. If you see a poison growing, you cut it off. You don't, again, let it grow and then make the locker room worse, make the coaching staff worse, make the culture worse. You're literally looking at a quarterback that is regressing constantly before our eyes. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that we expected generational, like a lot of people said, but you're seeing him regress to the point where he's in his own head. And then there was a comparison, going back to Justin Fields. We always got to go back to Justin, right? Where Justin, when he was in the press conference talking about how Lou Getzi and all of them, you know, they're trying to put so much stuff in his head that the game is not coming to him easily.
It's not
And so
simple.
he admitted, he even said, hey,
Could be the coaching.
might be the coaching.
Yep.
You know, I just want to play freer. Is that the same thing we're seeing with Caleb, where even the smallest plays, we talked about how he's anticipatory, right?
Yeah.
Remember that throw to DJ Moore? Wills was completely off to the right. He was wide open for a first down.
Yeah.
Slant, first of all, didn't throw it on time. Could have threw it like 3 seconds earlier. He hesitated, and then when he threw it, it was off target.
Yeah.
It's like things are starting to mess with Caleb. You're killing and ruining another quarterback that supposedly is supposed to be generational. And every time this quarterback goes up against one of his other counterparts in the rookie year, they look better. Drake May looks better in a worse team. Jaden Daniels, Miracle, Hail Mary, whatever you want to call it, looks better now. He's being talked about as an MVP. They got a better team. That's the problem, is there's nothing changing. And I'm tired of talking about the same issue with the quarterback or the OC or the HC. Honestly, this goes all the way up to the top. To me, it's McCaskey. Hasn't won a playoff game in his tenure here. It's the same crap about them bringing in people that are yes men. Yeah. There's no actual game changers that they're bringing in. They're not bringing in head coaches that will hold people accountable, including them.
Yeah.
Not just the people on the field, including the leaders of the team. They bring in these yes men, and it's the same carousel over and over and over. And we're gonna continue to see this clown show until we make actual changes.
I mean, listen.
Can't even praise
It's
God on that.
Time.
I'm glad we got Drew on the soundboard. He's much better timed with his things.
Oh, dang,
I understand rhythm back there. He's got Drew on the rhythm back.
Come back, Joe. Come back, Joe.
No. We gotta judge him. We gotta judge him on the temp though. If he does a good temp, then we can.
He already did. He already had a good tip.
The
He already
Tiffany
won good tips.
is the one.
No, but I think here's
Jesus.
the conversation that I'm looking to have, right? Is moving on from Waldron going to change something? Is bringing Thomas Brown in going to change something? Because here's the realistic situation. Like, yes, I think it may change something as far as the operation. Listen, if you go through Twitter in a morning after the Bears game, you see Orlovsky, you see Kurt Warner, you see
Everybody picking it
Tim
apart.
Jennings, you see
Chase Daniel.
Chase Daniel. Who's the other one that's on YouTube that always
Warner.
JT O'Sullivan.
JT O'Sullivan.
yeah.
You see all of these guys literally go, what the f- is going on here? Like,
Yeah.
what kind of operation?
Like,
what
what
kind
is
of
this?
operation you guys running here?
Yeah, yeah.
That's literally what we hear constantly about this team. And here's the thing. Here's the realistic or the realistic end game that I think you have concerns about is putting Thomas Brown out there, just adding a different voice into what Caleb Williams has already struggled with during the season. That's what I'm concerned about. And listen, I understand the point about moving on from Flus. I get it. I think you should have done it 2 weeks ago. I think the second he lost the Washington game, you were looking to move on from him. I think the Arizona game being lost was the easy one. Now he's 0-18. There's no way you can't fire this guy. He's still here. They're not moving on from Flus. But I just question what realistically is going to change with your young quarterback if you move on from Shane Waldron? Do things get better? Now, I will say this. Maybe they're done with Waldron because that eye roll was telling.
Yeah, it was.
That was a black eye roll right
Yeah, it
there,
was.
boy. That was a you in the bar and somebody sitting there trying to tell you about their favorite album from 1998
Oh,
while
brother.
they're wasted.
Well,
You don't even know, man. You don't even know. You weren't there.
You weren't there when this came
The
out.
Black Album was transcendent, man. Like,
you start crying about it?
like that.
Got emotional.
That's literally what Shane Waldron did when he like looked over and smiled at him, and Kayla was like, "All right, no,
Bro.
get this dude up out of here." Like,
Bro.
and so I will say this: I wonder if the disconnect is there enough that you have to move on from him. If that disconnect is there with DJ Moore, I understand it in situations like that. But what I don't think is going to change is you're going to bring Thomas Brown in here, and you're going to have better offensive linemen.
I would say this.
Exactly.
What I don't think is going to change is Caleb Williams is not on pace for 72 sacks.
Jeez.
Crazy.
72 sacks, ladies and
What's the
gentlemen.
all-time
And
record?
count.
72 sacks.
81?
81.
81.
Let me tell you, he gets 9 next week. He's on pace to break it.
Yep.
I thought David
got eight
he
more.
had
David
two
Carr.
records. David Carr had 70, 81, and
81.
76.
Yes, bro.
It's 81. So
No, 72 would be the second
if-
most.
if-
71.
if they move on, if they don't, they're probably not going to move on from any of them. But what they're going to do is try to sell you that, Waldron can still come up and game plan, but that maybe the
Now
other
Waldron
guy,
may get fired.
Well,
They
no,
may
I
they
mean,
may
hey,
get Waldron out.
That'll
the
be the
building.
scapegoat for now.
No, that's
Absolutely.
But if they don't, what
By
I'm
the way,
saying is they
285 in
might-
the building. Hit that like button.
We got 200 in the chat, right?
Over 200 in the chat.
Oh,
snap.
200.
Lauren, you didn't do the follow. See,
Yeah, you know what? He did miss on that one. I got to call him out when he misses.
Hey, this stuff is mislabeled here. I don't know who half of this right now. I'm sitting over there
That's
like,
still Joel's fault. He didn't train him.
Hey,
over there like,
Fog.
right.
Hey, bro, Fog. I don't know why he named it Fog.
It's called a foghorn.
It's not a foghorn.
That's not a foghorn.
A foghorn is
No, it's deeper. Yeah, it's
Right.
deeper. It's more bellowy.
It was my board. So.
right, on your board, mislabeled.
My board. It's my board.
What is that, like a
Lighthouse.
lighthouse?
You wanna work.
Oh, lighthouse.
Just make sure when he in here, everything breaks.
Right. He got a button over here that
He
says
do
box.
sabotage stuff.
That's how Joel stays useful.
Joe finds a way to
Like everybody
else.
I download. I think it was called Foghorn. Fog. That's what I called it.
No.
But I will rename it for DJ Horn or something.
There you go. That's
right,
really
there
all
you
it
go.
is.
There
A
you go.
DJ horn.
There you go.
It's like a remix.
Shane Waldron on the soundboard. He's calling plays. Nobody else knows him.
No, but I think
Go
that
ahead, Joe.
they'll probably try to sell it that because maybe how they sell it with like how Washington is the DC, but Flus is calling the plays and they're planning. It's no different from when they brought in that guy last year from Carolina or something like that. Snowfields. Who was the assistant DC that helped? He was remote.
Is
Something.
it Phil Snow?
Was it Phil Snow?
Wasn't it Phil Snow?
But
that sounds like not the
Snow
right
was
name.
Snow was the last name.
the
Eric
Breeze
Snow?
Nation though.
It's not
No,
Eric
not
Snow.
Eric. The
No,
point
no.
guard.
Eric
Point guard.
Billy,
I'll take him right now over Waldron.
So for the most part, they'll probably try to sell that. Waldron's going to be kicked back the upstairs. No, because doesn't he sit
Was
upstairs?
Phil Snow. It was Phil Snow.
Phil Snow. Okay, yeah. So
Felt wrong.
they might end up doing that, right? They try to sell it that we made some changes or something like that. It's still garbage because the biggest thing is that again I've always said this: how do you protect a rookie quarterback?
Yeah.
Strong running game and a defense.
Yeah.
You keep putting him out there, making him throw the ball. It almost reminds you of like the Super Bowl. Because they wanted to put the ball in Rex Grossman's hands,
Yeah.
even though they were running you in the rain, and you went away from what worked.
Yeah.
You went away from what you did.
Yeah.
It's not,
You went
it's not
away
even-
from-
it's not even what worked. It's what you went away from what you did.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you took a shot. Good job. I appreciate that.
So, but the point is that it's like, yes, we want the quarterback, but he's a rookie still. I'm okay with him making mistakes here and there because for every one or two throws that he would make, then you got the one where, why didn't he throw the ball? And then the other times he's running for his life. We're sitting there. What do we joke about this offense all the time, right? They get one good play, and then they shoot
Penalty.
themselves, and it's a false
Penalty.
start, or it's a
bad run or
illegal
screen.
formation or something like that. Like they can't get a rhythm. So it's like for every moment that Caleb might get something going, then the offensive line prior was like I gotta mess this up.
Yeah.
somebody on offensive line got to do a
And
response.
I think that's one of the things that is the most concerning to me because that transcends offensive coordinators.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we were talking about with Getsy. This is realistically what we also talked about with Matt Nagy. We continue to shoot ourselves in the foot with our offensive operation, and it's not to say that it's unfixable, but it seems like it goes deeper than just the coordinators. Like you kind of got to look at, okay, do the players know what they're doing? Do they know what their job is supposed to be? Why do they feel so unprepared that they have to jump beforehand? Or do you have players who have enough talent, or do you have a talent deficiency, which I think we know we have on the offensive line, to where you're sitting there struggling with the fact that you have a offense that keeps shooting itself in the foot with pre-snap penalties. Like, I think when you get to all of those points, man, like I understand why you want to move on from Shane Waldron. More so for me, I think the route it doesn't look like the quarterback and the wide receivers are married.
It does
That
not.
scares me.
It does not.
That scares me. When I see Caleb Williams dropping back, he's going through his progression.
And
By
sometimes
the time he's getting to the receiver, they're supposed to be open in their route, and they're not. Even the Cole Kmet play yesterday, right, where he's throwing it out to Cole on the flats. He drops back, goes through the progression. Literally no one's open. It seems like they're breaking later than Caleb is getting to him. Then he turns and goes to Cole.
Cole didn't even sell it.
By this point,
Cole didn't even sell it, bro.
well, no, by this point, the play is dying. The right side of the line is collapsed. He's running outside. He's trying to make a throw off platform, and it's not getting there. Like, there's so many issues with this offense outside of just one thing. I think that I understand why you have to move on from Shane Waldron, but I just don't know if that gets fixed by going to Thomas Brown, who, listen, we can pie in the sky this all we want. He's the OC of the Panthers.
I'm
I
gonna be
think
honest
his
with you,
routes
dog.
are too long. They need to shorten the routes by at least 3 or 4 yards. So then it'll be better timing, like some of his out routes. That's what they need to do, and that is a Shane Waldron problem.
That could be.
I don't
I
disagree
heard
with
two
that,
things.
though.
I heard
Go ahead.
2 things. One, you heard about little comments of DJ Moore saying how people making people accountable even in practice. And I think that the offensive line, for example, is one of those situations where those false starts keep coming.
Yeah.
That is where they're not being thorough, possibly in practice. The other thing I was hearing was the other thing I kind of picked up was more about what was I about to say? It was another comment about
Got old.
Yeah, I got old. No, it was
It wasn't later than 20
Did
years.
it
So you
happen to
didn't
have to
remember.
do with anything about the wide receivers and which receiver is doing what, like being the X and the Y?
no,
Because
it
that was
2
one that
things.
I've mentioned.
No.
One, it was definitely DJ Moore calling out the practice.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That was one of the issues. It'll come to me in a second. But
Cole
that was-
Kmet
That
mentioned
part right
yeah.
there is to me is why I say head coaching, because realistically, if you have everyone complaining, hey, discipline. Pat, last year, did we not have the same errors?
Yeah.
Unforced
Yeah,
errors, same
baby.
penalties and stuff like that. Different OC, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? That's a culture thing.
Yeah.
Your head coach has to develop culture for your team, and when you don't have it, it shines through. It shines through every year. It shone through in the year when we were tanking. We saw, even when we were bad, you still can put out clean tape. We didn't put out clean tape even when we were bad.
Oh, I know what the other part
Right?
was.
When we were getting better, didn't do it. We're not doing it now. That's a culture thing, and that's a discipline that you can't sit there and say, well, that's just the OC. That's why it wasn't so much a shame, although he is a part of the problem, that you're losing a locker room and no one's actually performing to the best because you don't have a head coach that's keeping them honest.
Yeah, nobody's.
You got to remove the cancer from that aspect. Oh, that's just going to spread.
Yeah.
And then now next season, no matter if it's going to be Caleb or anybody else, it's done.
It's the same issue.
I think the other, and also the other problem or other thing that I was hearing that I picked up was that they're giving Caleb too much freedom to make decisions.
Changes
Yeah,
at the line.
J-Mac
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
See, I don't.
checking down too much.
I don't agree with that. And I'm not gonna say that J-Mac. I understand he's a rookie, but I don't agree with that, and I'll tell you why. The check down play that we saw, the bubble screen, the bubble screen of DJ.
Yeah.
Caleb called that.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be a run on 3rd and 3. Everybody said they didn't like it. What the heck you got going on?
Bro,
over
I have
there,
no
dog?
idea. It's going the wrong way.
The bubble screen that to DJ Moore, Caleb called that. If his players block, That's not a bad call on the quarterback.
Yeah,
It's
DJ's
a
going
bad
up the
call
field.
on the quarterback because it didn't work. What did I say here? I'm not mad at that call by the offensive coordinator if he makes that call. Yes, would you rather go with a 3rd and 3? For sure. But what J-Mac said was, what Caleb is saying is he doesn't trust his offensive line to get 3 yards. Well, why doesn't Caleb trust his offensive line to get 3 yards? Because I'm going 4 yards the other way because I keep landing on my butt. Because y'all can't block for the 4 seconds I need you to.
But I think it was also that they were saying that if there's a play call that is a good call and he's checking out of it, instead of necessarily saying, no, this is the right call, whether you check out of it or not, run this play. So it's like the odd balance of figuring out, giving him the flexibility. Like, I want him to master the offense.
But I think here's the thing. What kind of quarterback do we want?
No, I want him to master the offense.
A
But how do we know
cerebral
he's not here?
quarterback.
But how do we
You
know
want
We
he's
a
want a
not here?
cerebral quarterback who can recognize that and make the
Yes.
appropriate calls.
Hey,
But
and
if
he's doing that
the
already.
situation was
He
that
might be. He might be shooting himself in the foot.
and that's the thing. That's the bumps and bruises of learning.
It's a
Is it
rookie.
the protection's going here, there, whatever. He's trying to process all those things. Like, we don't know if that's also another factor of it. Now, the offensive line has been atrocious.
Yeah.
With a capital A.
Yeah.
But the issue is that, are we necessarily? It's a conundrum. It's a cluster of the coordinator, the line with a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
And nothing is put in place that says this is what we need to do and make this a lot cleaner. Because right now it's like we said, most of his sacks we would say is 70.
I would say
70-40,
70-30. I would say
70-30 on the
70-30.
offensive line.
I would say
No,
70.
And the play
it's,
calling.
it's less than that.
And the play
It's-
calling.
No,
it's less than the offensive line.
I think there's a lot of them.
You combine all those together.
Yeah,
the
I
O-line.
think there's a lot of them where Caleb got to take off.
Yeah, there's
You
a
you
couple.
have to have a
have to
moment where
run.
you go, I got to get out of here.
I got
You got
green
4
field in
seconds.
front of
Out
me.
of
You got
9
4
sacks,
seconds.
he earned 3 of
There's
them.
2 or 3.
No, he
There's 2 or 3
he
that's on
on
there.
more than that because they looked at. He said he had on a couple of those sacks. It was 5 seconds, 6 seconds that he ran around there before it broke down.
Yeah, but the receivers also have to get open.
I know that's why I said
Yeah, but if you get 4 or 5
shorten.
seconds, you do got to get rid of the ball.
So you're
Right, you
saying
gotta
just throw it
shorten the
away
routes.
and
Throw it away.
You got to
live
shorten the routes
play another down
and throw the
Okay.
ball by 5 seconds.
That's
Did we,
easy to say in
but you-
theory, but actually watching the game, we didn't have the offense moving enough for us to sit there and say just throw the ball away. You know when you could say just throw the ball away when we're moving down the field and you can say nothing was there, get rid of
Yeah,
it.
like
When you
every
have
play you
nothing,
need.
when you have nothing there and you're just getting rid of it every play, then people start saying, well, why ain't you seeing it? So no, I kind of disagree with it. I'm not saying you're wrong, but the circumstances of it don't justify just getting the ball away.
Yeah, but
You know what I
giving
want?
the
Giving one
ball
down
away
away
is
is
not
like
throwing the ball
detrimental
away.
right now for this team.
You know what I want to justify though?
What?
With this 300 in the chat.
Over 300 in the chat. 300.
I got it. 300. I got it.
Going back
I got it.
real
I got
quick,
it.
going back to your question when you said what kind of a quarterback that you want. I want a quarterback that you can win because of. I want a quarterback that can be a game manager and a game changer at the same time, depending on the situation.
Yeah.
But then you mentioned a word that I really love because I heard Dan Orlovsky say it too in his assessment. And he went going through the all 22 of the game. He said none of these plays marry each other.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the play calling, it doesn't connect. It's like you throw a real good play on first down, then you go back to doing some goofy play that makes absolutely no sense the next time over. Then you go to a run, and DeAndre Swift.
Let me tell y'all what I was doing literally watching the R22 today.
What?
I swear to God, I was doing
You
this.
interrupted the hit.
I swear to God, I was doing this watching the R22 today because I was sitting there. I was disgusted. Hayes called me. He was like, "What you doing?" I was like, "I'm watching the R22." He said, "Oh, you depressed?" I was like, "Yes,
Bro.
bro." Every time that mug called a play, that was just dumb. I was just like, "Yuck." Bro, I turned into goofy. I kept doing that, bro, because it was just goofy, bro. When I tell you, bro, I'm talking about, bro. We at the 40, dog. We at the 40.
It's a goofy movie.
This man Caleb. No, it was at the 55. It was like third and 7, bro. Bro, watching this man drop back, fake a screen, and then do a delayed handoff. I was just like,
That was
"Yup."
stupid.
I was like, who
That
called
was
that?
so stupid,
I was like,
bro.
and there's no way Caleb called this play. Like, bro, it was a joke. It was a joke of a game plan. I don't think that Shane Waldron shouldn't be fired. I think that my concern is that we think Thomas Brown changes something. And now if I'm Thomas Brown,
I don't want
y'all
it.
appointing who?
I don't want it
Don't give me the job.
because that's just another scapegoat. You're just going to pinpoint him when
so let
things
me
go
flip
worse.
the question.
Me?
I gotta know then.
You gotta be
If
worse.
Thomas, if firing him isn't the answer, then what is?
I'd demote him.
You lost that answer already. You lost this season already.
So
It's
why
done.
not get rid of him now?
You wasted Caleb's rookie year.
Why not get rid of him now then?
What are you getting?
You're in a bad situation
I'll
regardless.
say
So why not
this.
get rid of him
I'll
now?
say this: if you want to take a chance on it, that's fine. And I love how Herb asked the question yesterday. Hey, Flus, are you willing to get fired and not take a chance?
Right.
Yeah, fine. I'm here for it. But let's be 100% real. I
Everything's
don't
on the
expect
table.
the play calling to be figured out.
No.
Especially if now I don't know if he's already told Shane that he's fired and he's saying, can you set Thomas Brown up kind of, what's it called? Is it offboarding?
Yeah.
Like where you got to teach somebody else your job real quick. Can you help him?
I would not want him teaching me.
We switching this around and so you're going to be here for development, but he's going to do that. I don't know if that's happened. I would expect Wednesday we hear Shane Waldron is probably not the Bears offensive coordinator anymore. A lot of people have talked about it. Shefty talked about it as well today that, he expects a change to come. But
I think he's a coordinator.
Would you want somebody that is horrible at their job mentoring you to replace them? I'm like, no.
My boy, I'm good on you.
I don't need to learn from you.
I don't know if it's mentoring. I do wonder if we got a few super chats we got to get to. I don't know if it's mentoring, but I think it's more like, okay, this is where I've noticed Caleb is kind of. Thomas Brown been there. He understands kind of. It's not like he's coming into a new situation. It's more so, what is this play call if I need to send it into him?
Let me ask you this: does Thomas have a better relationship with Caleb than
That
Shane
could be.
Waldron does?
Could he? Yeah.
That could be. I'm not saying
Because if that's the case, then you make the move now.
yeah, that could be the case. But and clearly the relationship with Shane ain't great.
Y'all
You know
do
what I mean?
remember Thomas Brown came in being
He got interviewed as the OC.
interviewed for
He
the
got
OC
interviewed
job.
as the OC
Same job. So I mean, he came in with
What
the
if
credentials.
they were intending
Right.
to fire him all along?
The
and
backup
they
to
just
the backup.
needed to let him get ready. Oh boy! Oh, we're getting cerebral out here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
The juices are flowing.
X-Men.
Oh, Jesus!
Feel like
Professor X.
feel like I'm watching the YSL trial all over again, bro. Just like
Jesus.
a bunch of people commenting in on like, is this guy an idiot thug gangbanger, or is he a genius because he's not gonna perjure himself in court? Even though he signed the plea deal, like
Crazy.
he dropped the ooh ah. Hey, appreciate y'all for the super chats. We got a few super chats in here. Papa Dudot,
Papa do that.
Papa Dot. He Papa Dot.
Papa Dudot, what bamboo said. Bears aren't moving from nobody. Flus is processing the process of the processing processor, making the process happen around the process. This dude is a clown.
Hit joke kid.
The process of the prey. Epic. That was epic.
Silver Harvest said, "Here's a fiver to help you get off the McDonald's Wi-Fi." Well,
Hey, sometimes McDonald's be hidden. Dog. Hey, sometimes the Wi-Fi be
McDonald's
busting.
Wi-Fi during the storm. I'm not
Yeah, I was
gonna lie
about to
you.
say that Wi-Fi do be coming in
the
handy.
support, Silver Harvest.
Thank you.
Schroeder said, "What's it going to take for fans to stop showing up for games? Gonna have to hurt the McCaskey's pockets to get
Stop.
their
Yeah,
attention."
that's not gonna happen.
I've always said that, but
Listen,
they don't want
stop.
that.
That's not gonna happen.
We only have one football team.
Listen, it happened, and they changed people around, and
We all ran back.
it didn't work.
No, you have to do that for like you have to do that for a season or two to make.
Yeah,
it,
you
like,
gotta
they
really,
take a
like,
loss.
No,
Commit.
it literally took. Remember the end of Nagy?
Yeah.
The end of Nagy was empty. The end
Well,
of
no,
Nagy
not
was,
if the tickets was already paid for. They just didn't show up. Like most of those tickets, how many season tickets? Like what's the percentage?
There's only like 20,000
That's
season tickets. That's
Uh,
still a lot of seats.
but you
No,
know what's
wait.
crazy?
No, it's not. That's a
No, yes, it
capacity.
is.
That's
No.
the capacity of
The
it.
67,000
What's
is
that,
the
the NBA
capacity.
stadium?
It's
Oh, you're right.
67,000.
You're right. I so thought of United
no
Center.
NBA stadium?
It's 67.5. I remember reading that in the newspaper on the train for years.
Oh, look at this guy.
I would say this.
Take
now,
a shot, ladies and
no,
gentlemen.
no. I would say this though. I have been playing the Ultimate Football GM by the way.
I'm playing Ultimate Basketball. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude,
It's a good
love
game,
that
man.
freaking
Hey,
game,
hey,
bro.
good
hey,
game,
the is
bro.
fun.
What's interesting is,
Hey, y'all know we can do that online, right?
oh, I think you can
Yeah,
link
we
up.
we can all
Yeah.
play against each other.
But check this out. In terms of the
Let's do
business
it.
of football,
Let's do it.
the stadium tickets are like they help,
Yeah.
but it's the merchandise, it's the TV money. all that stuff helps bring in like a killing, like because you only have 8 home games. To a
Hey,
degree.
Joe, there's 36 inches of bullhead right there and bearhead right there.
Yeah.
Guess what? Those 2 brands, worldwide,
That's
they're
what I'm saying.
never going to run out of money.
That's what I'm saying. So even if they stop going to the game, it doesn't matter because the TV deals, they're insulated.
There's people still buying Fields jerseys.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So as long as the merchandise is still bringing
He
in money,
played
the
for the
licensing
team
deals
now
are making
in a year.
You can
Nah,
sit there
but
and say
you
not
can
go to the
take
games. It doesn't
you
matter.
Take the Fields off and put Johnson on the back. Hey, yo.
Yep.
Yeah, boy.
But that is the player that wears one now. Jalen Johnson wears one now.
Yeah.
I can flip my Fields jersey.
Yeah,
huh?
you just gotta take it to a I forget who it is. Like it's like a stitcher, and they
seamstress.
literally a seamstress. They
Seamstress.
literally take the field seam
Hey,
off
Fields,
and
my
put the
boy.
Johnson on.
Hey,
I'm
shout
glad
out-
you're doing well.
shout
Hey,
out
man.
About to go get
Hey,
this Johnson.
Hey man, go get that Johnson.
About
on
to go
your
get
back.
that Johnson right there, dog. Pause.
You about to go get this Johnson? Jeez.
Yeah, boy.
Oh!
Hey, I'm fighting back.
Shout out to Baki. He said, "I'm waiting for the day we can say engage 8. Engage 8.
No,
you got to do that. So you got to hit.
Oh yeah, that's Pat's
hit,
thing.
and then
You got to hit it like 5 times, then do
Go ahead,
the.
do it, Pat.
It's hit.
Engage 8. Engage 8. Engage 8. Engage 8. Flu's job dead.
I don't know. What's up yours?
No, right next.
You're supposed to do the temp. What happened to the temp, baby?
of it. It's to the right of it.
I told
It's to the right of it.
It does say Bill.
It says Bill.
Yeah, you gotta hit that one. Yeah, that don't make no sense.
Bill.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. That's just Joel.
Yeah,
That's Joel labeling. It made sense to him.
It's not to everybody else.
Hey man, let's keep this thing moving along. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. If you haven't hit that like button, please do so. Appreciate y'all for sticking in here and rocking out with us, even through some of the technical difficulties.
So you got to hit it like 5 times.
Yeah, there you gotta hit it like 5 times, bro.
Whoa.
Hey you.
Whoa.
Silver Harvest Joe with his job security on the soundboard.
You done
But no, man. Let's have this conversation because
still got a
I
lot of
think I think this is a conversation that you realistically have to have. At this point, we could finish out the show in this convo. Are the Bears breaking Caleb Williams?
You got
Yes.
daggone right they are.
Yes.
Are the Bears breaking Caleb Williams? Because the
Very easy
conversation that
conversation.
me and Shay had on the radio today, I thought it was very good, especially bringing it here. When you look at how Caleb is throwing the football now, not that he's Shay's point, I think, was that basically he's not throwing the football now, and that's the problem. That he's scared to throw it. He'd rather see him throw picks, and I hate that. I hate that statement because if he's throwing picks, what are you saying? If he's throwing picks, you're being too
he's
aggressive.
all-
You're not reading
Nope.
the field the right way. You're not figuring it
You're
out.
not patient.
Nope.
You
I
really- you
agree
are.
with Shay.
You are. Throwing picks is never good.
No. Taking sacks ain't either.
Listen,
Pause.
I say this.
Oh.
It's taking sacks. Doesn't,
Taking 9 of them things?
taking sacks
No.
doesn't take you out of the game.
You're going to be.
Yes, it does, Pat.
Taking sacks does not
still
take you
got
out
the
of the game.
ball.
You can.
You still got the ball,
You've still got the ball.
and you can throw a 20-yarder.
Were you at a point? Were you at a point in this
interception
game where the
is
game was
constant
ever out of
turnover.
reach until the end of the fourth?
Listen, somebody made this statement today. The game was 13-3. It felt like 40-3.
It did.
You're right, kid. That's what it felt like. But if you score one touchdown, now it no longer feels.
So
like
here we
that.
go. Hear me out. Over the last 3 games, how many touchdowns have we scored?
None.
None.
How many times have we punted?
Well, we have over the last 3 games we have scored
Hey, your
touchdowns.
boy.
How many times have
You say something about Troy Taylor. I got a problem.
no,
man.
Fifth in the league.
Listen,
Jordan.
he's 5th in the league. Hey, listen,
Whatever, man.
if you want to talk about MVPs on the team,
Oh boy. Here
Troy
we go.
Taylor's one of them.
Here we go.
So it Taylor's a goddamn go MVP, dog.
All right, what's the
That's
topic
it.
again?
But it is what it is. All I'm saying is this. Listen, you know I didn't want no goddamn punter. Anyway, all I'm saying is this. We kicked the ball away and threw it downfield anyway. He might as well take
But
a shot.
I think that's the thing.
He might as well take a shot.
He's not.
We gave it to the other team anyway. Just throw that bad boy. I didn't want
My thing that I don't want to see is you're throwing picks, you're not reading the defense right, you're putting the ball in bad positions, and it's putting your team in a bad position because that's going to be a worse conversation than you getting sacked.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, like we said, 70% of these sacks, I think, are on the fact that your GM didn't address the offensive line. My biggest issue with what the Bears have right now is that Caleb Williams is so scared to throw interceptions that we see him like throwing the football away
It's
from
crazy.
guys, overthrowing guys,
Well,
throwing
that's
it too far out, underthrowing DJ Moore on plays, different things like that. That is a serious concern for me. And when I have the conversation on, are the Bears breaking Caleb? I'm to a point where, because here's the one thing that I do know. Quarterbacks don't bounce back from 72 sacks. You hit that number?
Nobody.
I'm preparing for us to have a new quarterback in 3 years.
But that's
it's
the
not
same-
because I don't think Caleb Williams can be talented. It is because I don't
stunted
think
his
that he
development.
bounces back from that in a Bears jersey.
But that's the same thing that happened to Fields. Fields used to throw across the middle. He stopped throwing interceptions. He stopped throwing across the middle.
He
He was a
stopped throwing.
totally different quarterback at that point.
He stopped throwing.
So you have to have a little mental wherewithal to overcome those obstacles if you want to be in the NFL. And those that don't are not in the NFL.
Nobody should have those obstacles. 72 sacks has been only topped by one other guy.
Dude,
Andrew
Luck got hit like that too, but he bounced back for 7 more quality years. And when his offensive line got crappy again, he was like, "I'm checking out." So you can do it.
Andrew Luck, I will say this. Andrew Luck is a one-of-a-kind
Yeah, that's an
quarterback. You're not
outlier.
wrong. But even Mike Tomlin said, I forget who it was. Maybe it was Ryan Clark. He said, we'd be in meetings, and they'd be like, we hit this guy, he's out the game. We hit
It was
this
Ryan
guy,
Clark,
he's
yeah.
out the game. All right, this one different. We're going to hit him. His offensive line is terrible. We're going to hit him. But he's going to get better.
Yeah.
That's not normal.
Well, that's what you hope
Andrew
for
Luck,
Caleb.
I think, is the outlier.
That's what
More
what you
times-
hope for Caleb, because when Caleb gets hit, he does get up. He shakes it off. He does almost that stupid Jay Cutler shoulder thing, which I hate, but he still gets up.
You
though.
hate the man fixing his jersey?
No. He talking about that little twitch.
It's like
By the way,
a jerk,
just so we're certain, rookie year Andrew Luck got hit a lot, right?
He got
Like
hit a lot.
30 times.
41 times.
That's still a lot.
41 sacks. A lot of
Still a lot.
sacks.
Still a
A
lot.
lot of sacks.
Caleb is
If you're
already
in
out
a-
there.
What is
if you're in a
Caleb
room
right
with
now?
41 sacks, you're uncomfortable.
Caleb
You know
has
what I'm
15
saying? A
in
lot
2
of
weeks.
sacks.
How many
15 in
Calebs
2
is that
weeks.
right now?
15 in 2 weeks.
He's
Caleb
at
Williams
39.
has 38 right now.
38.
He's already there.
Caleb
It's
Williams has been
possible.
sacked
It's
38
possible.
times right
It's
now.
possible if we do a better job chipping, he won't get hit as much. Which is why I said you
But
got to
we've done
bring
that.
you
But
got to
Joe-
bring you got to bring in
We've
the
done
routes
that.
by 2 to 3 years. We honestly did not do that.
But
We
the-
don't
We
give
have done
them
chipping.
Let
But
me
the
ask you
damage-
this.
don't
We
chip
played
them well.
12 man.
Damage
You
might
think the
already
line
be
is
done.
going to
Nothing
get
is
fixed?
working.
Nah,
Damage might
Going
already
into
be
the
done.
divisional rivals
The only way this is gonna work, you
who
got
blitz all the time.
to run more.
You got to run more.
We've done that.
No, we haven't.
How many more excuses you got?
Look at
I'm
our
not-
offense
it's not
compared to
excuses.
Washington's offense. Washington's runs the ball way more than they pass.
Washington also
gotta
has a
run.
better O-line to create those
I don't
pockets
care.
to
Run into the
Washington
wall.
also
If
has
you're
a
trying to
behind.
save him, run into
Hey,
the wall.
Washington
We're
doesn't
talking
get
in
behind.
circles.
They have a
We're
better
talking in
O-line to
circles.
create that opportunity
But
to
no,
run
but
with
you
those
can
gaps.
run. You can still run. You just might
You
not
could
gain
argue
out
that
a
they
lot-
have a
gain
better
out
run
lot
game,
yards,
period.
but you
I
can
mean,
still run.
not
You
Your
in
can
run
the
still
game is not
attempt.
going to work because your offensive line can't block for your run game. Your pass game is not going to work because he can't get enough time because the offensive line will get him killed.
So if you can't
It's
run, you
all
can't
the same
pass, what do you do?
conversation. It's a circle of clown.
I
But if
think
you
that-
want to save your quarterback, run the ball.
Throw the ball.
No,
We've
you
done
can't throw it.
that.
If you're throwing it, he's taking sacks and you killing them like David Carr. You have to run the,
The
ball.
Patriots.
Oh my goodness!
Well,
How many times I got to say
our
we've
line,
done
Our
that?
line was decimated. I'm gonna give this. Our line was decimated against the Patriots. We had a bunch of people out there that we typically wouldn't have, as a collective out there.
We've
I'm not
had
making
a line we wouldn't be having if we actually had a good line.
You're
the
right.
whole season.
I'm not. But what I'm saying is like
Matt
realistically.
Pryor wouldn't be starting right now if we actually had a good line.
Realistically,
Matt
let's be-
Pryor actually been solid too.
That's the point. Like he's still a backup.
is this the line that you thought was gonna?
What beige rage? What beige rage happened?
Oh, okay.
Rage
I was wondering what the heck.
Kid got nervous.
We're running in circles.
Hey, what's that say?
That's all I'm
Tornado
saying.
warning?
It's
What the
the
heck is going on
same
here?
conversation. Week after week, we're running in
It's
circles.
not week after week, JC. It's
I'm sorry,
year
day after day.
year.
Yeah.
Year
Welcome to
after
Bears
year.
fandom from the old man in the
Day by
room.
day,
Welcome to
step
Bears
by
fandom.
step.
So what
Welcome
changed?
to Bears
Let me ask you
fandom.
this: what changed from the first 6 games to the last 3?
We played a week 3-game team. That little
played
window
the Patriots
of
last week.
golden.
Yeah, no, we just played 3
we
weeks
just
in.
played
Hey,
three
we
just
horrible
played
teams.
three
We
all-
played
we also
Jacksonville,
just played-
Carolina, and
But you
None
know,
of the three
the
defenses you
teams that
just
we
played
beat,
are
they
good.
didn't have
I
bad
think-
defenses either. We have played quality defense theoretically all year. There have been bad offensive teams, but
No,
they
we have. Tennessee and
haven't-
Houston
we
are good
played-
What are y'all
defenses.
talking
We
about?
played
What are you talking about?
Tennessee and
the
Houston, the
defense
first
that
two
We
played,
literally played the bottom defenses in the NFL
And
the
they-
entire
and they-
first half of the season.
No,
they
not
just
bottom.
kicked our.
No,
yes,
Houston wasn't at the bottom when we played them.
Houston is 1.
Tennessee is in the middle of the road. Tennessee is like 12-ish.
All right.
Tennessee's
So
like
that's
12.
solid.
So the two teams we struggled against early on.
Yes. And then in the middle, like you said, I agree with you that we played against some
The
subpar-
Jaguars are
but,
like
look, but
19th.
actually, Washington's defense was ranked like 29, and we couldn't pass on them at all. So what?
You know why we couldn't pass on them?
So you have to take ratings and rankings with a grain of salt, and
I
you got to
agree
look
with
at
you.
more in-game.
No, I think
in-game
No, I
equation.
agree with him.
I think more so the ranking you need to pay attention to is the fact that your offensive line is bottom of the NFL and is still
Yes.
going up against NFL pass
Offensive
rush.
line is bad, and I think that the coordinators have probably got some more tape on Caleb to kind of figure out whatever he could actually do. They try to take that away from him.
What is
No,
Pat's new
he
song?
make a run around in a circle.
What's Pat's
That's
new
it.
song?
Make a
Which
run
one?
around in a
Which
circle.
one?
Engage 8.
Engage Jake.
How many people are on the offensive line usually? 5? Maybe 6 with the tight end help. But we'll say
that. I mean, if you're
Well,
playing
if
with
you-
Cardinals,
if you bring more than
you'll go
6
3.
people,
yeah.
every team, doesn't matter their rankings, like you said, Drew. Every team, I don't care if they're 30th in the league at defense. You bring more people than the offensive line can block for, they're probably going to get to Caleb in 2 seconds.
If the roles were reversed, wouldn't we do the same thing?
Absolutely.
Oh, what you talking about? Blitz?
We see it. We see it. Team
You
with no
know the
line.
weakness.
Yeah, I'm
What we doing? We're blitzing every time. Guess
Except for
what?
the Bears.
We just so
Bears
happen
don't
to be on
blitz.
the receiving end of that every single time. this time.
I think the thing,
That's it. That's
the
it.
thing is,
That's it.
though, it's not about us being on the receiving end of it. I don't have a problem with how teams are doing it. My problem is the fact that you're about to break another quarterback. You're about to mess up another young quarterback because you just didn't pay attention to what you just did with the last one. Say what you want. I mean, listen, whatever you believe, you can tell me that Justin Fields is terrible, blah, blah, blah. I think that he's better if you protect him. I think he's not that level of – I think he's not that quarterback if you go out there and protect him. Is he benched now? 100%. I'm not sitting here telling you he's better than Caleb. I'm not sitting here telling you he's better than Russ. Russ is taking better advantage of a good offensive line because Russ is a better quarterback. That's why Justin Fields is benched. Yeah. That's the conversation I'm willing to have. But the part that I'm not willing to overlook is people just going, well, now Caleb Williams sucks. Now Caleb Williams won't throw the football. Now Caleb Williams won't get the ball out of his hands. Why? You have to ask why.
This is why making those moves now matter, because you avoid your quarterback picking up those bad habits, and it's sustaining over year.
Kids, you
That's
get
the
bad
issue.
habits from getting hit across the head 9 times.
I hear you, but you and I both disagree.
If I'm getting sacked 9 times in a game,
I do agree
that's
with
where
you,
the
though.
bad habits
No,
come from.
We all just agreed that the season.
So what do you
over.
do? So what do you do for
The
the last
season's
remaining
over.
6
You-
or 7 games?
No,
What do you
the
do
the
for the remaining
point-
6-7 games?
You try your best not to get them killed and hope for the best. You
It's
pray.
doing what? Doing
you
what?
pray to the heavens above that he doesn't die. That's all you have because you took this long to actually make the decision on moving on from Flus, on bringing in a guy like Shane Waldron, on going out and addressing the offensive line. Yeah. It took you too long to do it. And so now you just got to hope to God that your quarterback doesn't die by the end of the season and turn into a Derek Carr situation. Now you got to hope that if you do move on from an offensive coordinator, that all he does is sit there and go, hey, just throw the football short. Don't look down the field at all. You don't have time to look down the field. Throw it right there. DeAndre Swift, every play. DJ Moore going to be mad.
And to me, that's a stunt in his development.
No,
if
it's
you're
not.
telling no, what I'm saying is you're not allowing him to be who you thought he was coming out of college.
Let me ask
if
you a
we
question.
have to, if,
He
hold on,
can't
hold
be
on.
him
If
now.
we
You have
have
to
to
take-
limit him to 5 to 10 yard passes throughout the entirety of the season, that means your development sucks.
Not necessarily.
Not really.
Why?
If you looked at his,
no special plays in 10-yard
his
passes.
pro day, if you looked at Caleb's
a lot of
pro
special
day,
plays in 10-yard
he was
passes.
not, he was not as accurate as we would want him to be.
No,
So
he
therefore,
was.
he was not because they played.
In college?
They played his pro day last week when we played against Arizona. He
Okay.
was overthrowing a lot of his receivers on his pro day, but there was no
Yeah,
defense.
I-
So
on
therefore,
on
you
his
have
pro
to.
day?
If you go look at his pro day, go look at it, and we reconvene next week. He missed.
I don't
He
care
missed a
nothing
ton of
about no
receivers.
pro day.
So you.
Fellas,
so
I'ma
no,
say this
So
though.
he
Hold
set a precedent for not being
talking
as
about
accurate
actual
as he
games, though,
wanted
that he
to.
played
So you
against.
have to make him more accurate by calling a better game plan.
Was
I would
was
say
he
this.
was he accurate in college?
Yes.
when he had a
94 and 10.
When he had what? Because he didn't have an offensive
I was
line.
about to say, when he had what?
And he didn't have a top five receiver.
he had one receiver every year
was doing that.
in there.
When he was doing that in college, you have to remember college ball ain't pro ball. So
agree.
you can run around in a circle, and he made a lot of run around in a circle off script plays. Only person that does that in the NFL right now is Mahomes. So until he's to Mahomes level,
Lamar Jackson.
you have to give him, you
Lamar
have to
Jackson.
baby feed him
Josh Allen.
these things,
Josh
and I
Allen.
don't think that they're doing that.
Look, I would say this.
By the way,
It's not him being able to dink and dunk is not necessarily a bad thing. It's like Tom Brady's a king of that. Like when you need to make the hit, when you need to make the throw, then you need to make when you need to. It's not that you always have to be opportunistic to always make it. But if you can get the 5 yard and consistently get 5 to 6, and then your third down conversions, like what we want is that when the running back can get, I mean, if you're averaging over 4.5 yards a carry, right, and then you got 2 throws to get the first down, what you want is a rhythm. If we can get the rhythm, and now he gets the confidence to get the rhythm. So what you want is that there's the check down, there's the option for him to drop off,
Yeah.
and then because now the defense is starting to shade, like, oh
Yep.
my God, okay, now we can play off because they're expecting him to go for the home run. They're expecting him to always throw for the big throw. It's okay. I'd rather him methodically move down the field. That's all we've been asking for.
Yeah.
Just go down the field.
That goes to the marriage of the plays. It's not happening where you're giving a 5-yard pass and then something else that connects to that makes sense on the second down play or the third down play.
Yes.
That's why we can't do that. I agree with you. We can't do that. He
But I'm
can't
saying-
get that consistency
But what I'm
going.
saying is it's not bad that if we pull him back, you run more and have him hit the throws he has to hit versus always if he's trying to go for the home run. You're not going to need to do that all the time because that's why we had this horrible
I
game
agree
from the
with
first quarter to the second quarter, most of the third, and in the fourth quarter it's like just let it go.
If I'm picking you apart on this check down, eventually you're not going to send so many people,
Yeah.
and that's going to actually force them to stay off. You can't do engage 8 every time if you're getting picked apart that way, and so that
remember-
makes sense.
Remember, because the whole point was that they're blitzing, and our issue is that why isn't Shane Waldron? Why are you still calling plays where this guy has to drop back even 3 steps or 5 steps? If you know
5
that
step
he
drop is
can't, they
crazy.
can't even pick up the blitz. Well, okay, well now you got to give them a couple safety valves. If you keep playing the third to the 5th 5-yard type game for the most part, then we can do the run and play action. You're not setting up for any success. So I'd rather him be able to throw the ball and matriculate the ball down the field.
I think here's the thing, and I tweeted this out earlier. Caleb Williams is getting his sack per pass attempt is 12.9%
Oh, yeah, I
right
saw
now.
that. Yeah.
There's only 2 QBs worse ever.
Same guy.
Ever?
Well, I shouldn't say ever. In the last 15 years,
Same guy. Your boy.
2 QBs worse. In 2022, Justin Fields, and in 2021, Justin Fields.
Dang.
Justin Fields had a 17.3% sack per pass rate in 2022.
He fooled
In
you.
2021, Justin Fields had a 13.3% sack per pass rate. I'm seeing a theme.
TKO.
So you
like a
saying
We got
little bit of,
TKO.
So Pat,
I'm
what
seeing
you,
a
what
theme.
you're saying is the Chicago Bears historically are the worst at protecting the quarterback.
No,
TKO.
Oh, that might be.
they up there, but it ain't the worst.
I mean,
It's
as
getting
a team for history.
Nah, that might be.
It's getting there.
Dog, you got to think we ain't had protection in 10 years.
Not consistent.
Well, and that goes to show that
Only
the-
crew.
the 2018 year was
Well,
okay.
14 years, I should say.
2018
I tend to
was
believe that.
2018 was mediocre.
I mean,
Yeah,
It was
2018
okay.
was
It was
okay.
good.
2019 was okay.
No, it wasn't. No, it
No,
fell off quick.
2019 was because it got to the
No,
point where
'cause that was-
you were blaming Mitch more than the O-line.
Well, no, I was, and then Kyle Long was going on the radio, and he was like, "I can't protect him." He was like, "We can't protect him." Like it's. Listen, it's a theme. You know what it is, and I get it that, and I see V-Dog talking about it's not all on Ryan Poles. You know, other people have selected the offensive line.
Not
Ryan
100%.
Poles is my GM now. And I thought that this was the GM that was going to realize, as a former offensive lineman, hey, quarterbacks don't survive without me.
Hey,
Yep.
Pat, the assistant GM, what was his former thing?
Well, he's an offensive lineman as well.
Okay, so neither one of these dudes who are on the O-line can pick an O-line? Great. Thank you. That makes sense.
What they banked on, in my opinion, was that Caleb would get the ball out in 3 seconds so he can build his super O-line over a period of time instead of doing
He
it
is
right
getting the ball
now.
out.
In
said that. I think he sacrificed.
the Houston game, Caleb Williams got the football out in 2.2 seconds. He got sacked 7 times.
He's still getting the ball out quick.
These are NFL pass rushers.
I understand
These
that. That's
ain't,
why I
these
said.
ain't kids
That's why I
on the
said this was.
playground.
No.
And 2.2 seconds don't mean nothing if the dude in front of me is like, "Oh, please right this way, Caleb Williams, party of 2." Like, it don't mean nothing. Like, it just doesn't.
Party of 2.
I can sit there and have 2.2 seconds. I'm getting the ball out quick. The hits that Caleb is taking will be the detriment of his future. Maybe not injury-wise, but I'm going to tell you this right now.
Mentally.
If you get the next season and maybe you do build the offensive line, he ain't going to think it's there.
That's not
He's not going to think he's protected.
I don't know about that.
And that's why I said
You better hope he does.
I
No, I
honestly
get-
How many
think-
quarterbacks? We got a running back that's seeing ghosts.
No, I get it.
We got a running back that don't want to run to the outside because he's like, I know somebody
Oh,
for the
yeah, I
hit me
do
on the
remember- yeah, that
outside.
play
You're worried
was
about
crazy.
stunning
I
his
remember
development.
that. Yeah.
The damage might already be done.
That's my concern.
And it's unfortunate. You know, we all got a lot of hopes of Caleb and what he can be.
It's too early. It's
And
too
what
early.
and what he's supposed to be.
It's too early.
It may be early, but honestly, I think this what messed Justin Fields up. Honestly, Justin could have been a different type of quarterback than what he ultimately ended up being.
Justin Fields looks nothing like the quarterback he was in college.
I agree, but that was
Exactly.
that was more than
He
one year
started-
of torment.
He started
It was more than
running
one
That's
year.
more than 1 year of
Hey,
It was
torment.
more than
all
1
it
year.
takes.
It took 3.
Boys,
It took you 3.
And that's
even
when
with
it became a
David Carr,
conversation
even
moving
with
on.
David
Do
Carr,
we-
even with David Carr getting sacked as much as he did, it took more than 1 year of that. It
David
took
Carr
3
never
years.
got.
It took 3 years before he lost his confidence.
David Carr never got a break, dog. David Carr went from 86 to 72 to
And that's why I
69.
said, and that's my
Nice.
point. It took 3 years of that for him to completely lose his
He was
confidence.
probably dead after the first one.
Well, he was,
I'm just saying, like it's not.
76.
He was third
Then
rookie of the
he
year,
got injured, I guess. He only had 15.
No, my bad. He died the second year. My bad.
49, 68, 41.
Yeah.
Again, less games.
But still 3 years. Like I said,
Still
you
bad.
It took
you-
4
he threw
years.
for
Caleb,
3,500
Caleb be
yards in his
concerned
third
about,
year.
but you're not going to say that he's going to completely be this way after 1 year
Well,
of that.
but it's
because
possible.
because
Here's the thing,
because
Drew,
because
but you
even,
build
he had,
up
'cause he had
bad
a,
habits.
he had
Your
like a year of
mechanics
this
is off.
in USC
Yes.
too. He had a couple years
I agree
where
with.
he had
Yeah, that-
poor offensive line in USC and he didn't completely lose it. So I would.
That's
so
why
you
Ryan
give him a
Post
couple
probably
more
thought
years
that he
now.
could get away with this year.
You know what's
You
interesting?
give him 1
Hold on,
year.
I said
That's
he-
what I
I
say.
think
1
he
year of
second-
this.
I think
If
it
you
was-
having this
I think it was
conversation
Dan
next year,
Orlowski.
then yes,
But-
then you can
but
say
Drew-
you can say that.
But Drew, the thing is, Caleb wears his emotions on his sleeves. Like I can really see him really taking this and like really getting in his head. Like the fact that this ain't nothing against him. It's nothing wrong with a man getting emotional. But the way he got emotional last year from losing, he takes this to heart like really deeply. Like this affects him. So all it takes for him to get hit enough for him to get the fear in his heart of like, man, I gotta run every time I see somebody come my way, and that's what happened. With
But he's
Justin.
not. But he's not running though.
Well,
He's
yet.
not. We want him
Yet.
to run. We want him to run, but
But-
he's not.
No, I
That's
don't.
what I said.
Hold on.
That's what I said. Give him a year.
Hey, shout out to Oblivion Aviator. He said, just my opinion, but Jesus Christ himself would not succeed in Chicago as a quarterback.
telling you.
It's the simple truth. Are you trying to tell me that Jesus
Jesus
Christ
Christ
couldn't
can't-
throw a 50-yard ball?
That's exactly what I'm telling you. That's exactly what I'm telling you. I like SWAT. SWAT said, I'm from Houston. Carr died in 2 seasons.
That was my favorite one. Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, David Carr was a good
No, his
quarterback.
third year in Houston, he had 3,500 yards.
Yeah, he threw
He was
14
sacked
INTs.
49
Yeah,
times
he
that
died
year.
the second season.
Well, yeah.
That's
yeah.
what I said. 3 years. That's what I said. 3
For the
years.
third year.
Third 3 years.
You gotta give me this.
He's like, no, leave me dead.
He had
Please.
61% completion. He actually had a decent year.
And I think here's the thing, right?
That's what I said. 3 years.
Here's the thing.
If we talk about this
now,
after 2,
I
then
love
yeah.
the fact that the conversation now is run.
Well, hold on, wait. Let me.
I love the fact that now the conversation is, a lot of pressure back there. Run.
Let's do this though.
Sounds
Let's do it.
familiar.
No. Let's do
Doesn't
it.
it?
think we had a guy
Doesn't
that
that
was
sound familiar?
efficient at that.
Let's do this though. Let's do this for real though. You asked what quarterback came back? Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold what?
Sam Darnold used to get killed in a Jets jersey.
You know who Sam Darnold don't play for right now? The New York Jets.
No. What I'm saying is,
No, you know who Sam Darnold don't play for right now?
Hold
the
on.
team that originally drafted him
Hold-
number 1 overall.
facts. I give you
I
that.
love his quarterback.
No. The thought process is this.
I get what he's saying, that he was able to bounce
He's
back.
able to bounce back.
Listen, I didn't say Caleb was
Geno
never-
bounced back. Same
I didn't say,
situation.
you know who Geno don't play for right now?
The Jets.
The New York Jets.
The
It's the
Hey,
big
let's start it out with it.
No. My point is,
You get the
I'm
protection.
not saying that
That's true.
Caleb can never bounce back. I'm not saying that Caleb can't be a good quarterback. I think here Caleb Williams can be a good quarterback. I think that you put this kid in the exact same situation yet again, and then you expected a different result. That's called insanity. You said, hey, we're not going to change the head coach. Hey, we're not really going to upgrade the offensive line. Hey, we're probably going to bring in a different version of a guy that calls a system kind of similar to what we just lost out of here. Hey, we're gonna just try and figure this thing out. Well, what are you going to do? Maybe you need a star running back or something like that. You want to go $8 million on that? Fook, you know? I mean, a little expensive, but what are you going to do? What do you think about doing for the offensive line? Hold on, though.
Time out.
Might I convince you on
Oh.
Torrey Taylor? Wait a minute. Hold on. We're punting.
Sick of you all putting him under the bus.
Hey, and just like in the fourth round, the Bears punted on the season.
You
And I think that's where you are right now. You wasted his rookie year. How
did.
many
You did.
teams talk about getting a championship out of a young man on that rookie contract because it's easier to build the team around?
Absolutely.
Maybe you didn't waste
You're
it. He learned. He is learning.
near it.
No,
so
you are
learning.
wasting it,
He's
bro.
learning.
You
He's
are wasting.
regressed the last 3 games, and you
But
can't
he's
say he
but I
hasn't.
still learning. He's learning
50%
NFL speed.
He's learning how to regress.
He's learning how to take the hits.
He's learning NFL speed.
10 games in, he know the NFL speed and keep hitting him across the head.
Hey, Drew, you know what Matt
As my
Eberflus
mom
also
said,
said?
hard head makes soft butt.
Drew, you know what Matt Eberflus also said? Hey, I'm gonna leave him in the game with 2 minutes to go and the game is over because he needs to learn the
talk about
process of
that?
the game. He got killed after that.
we
Yes,
talk about
because
that?
That was so
He
fireable.
did it twice.
That was so fireable.
That's
Twice.
because
He did it 2 games back to
Yes.
back. Your game is over and you keep your quarterback in there to get more sacks.
It was.
Oh, he's gotta learn the game.
It's not
2
over
more
to
sacks
the-
after
to
that.
the
He was
fat
at
lady
7.
sings.
Now you got 9.
No, bro. No.
And that last sack was bad. It was
It's
an
bad,
8-1.
boys.
They just
That was
let.
bad.
It was clean. It was a clean sack.
And then he taps him on his head like there, young Caleb.
Oh, that's the
Oh,
worst.
Welcome to
I
the
was
league.
Pissed, bro.
That's the
I was
worst.
pissed at that one. I ain't gonna lie to
Wait,
you.
the worst part about that was there
No.
was 0 linemen around him.
They were gone.
He was by himself.
That means the
Pissed at
defense
that.
got
He
past
literally
him.
put his hand up thinking somebody was gonna be there, and nobody came.
He literally did. He sat there, and the next lineman was 5 yards away. So that tells you that this defensive lineman was able to get past your lineman and sack him 5 yards backwards, enough time to pick him up and pat him on the scalp.
They're there.
God
I
dang.
what he said again. Our QB is too zesty to be making hard head and soft butt conversations.
Snap.
I don't know about that, but that was funny. It was funny enough for me to say it. Hey, man, it's bad right now. I think it's bad all the way around. I think the Bears are in a bad spot. And I can't talk about it no more. Let's get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all for bro. I've been talking about this all day, bro. I've been talking about this all goddamn day. Oh, and wait till the morning. Oh, we got to talk about the fact that we don't want strong-willed head
definitely waking up.
coaches. Are you?
Oh,
Are you sure?
You dang
You gonna
right.
be there?
Yep.
There's a lot of toilet sleeps for you, dog. There's a
Whoa.
lot of
Whoa.
toilet sleeps for you.
Dang. Whoa. Meaty. Dang.
for the show.
Yeah. Apparently, Kevin Warren is not a fan of big personality coaches.
He's a fan.
Whoa.
Well, that was the issue they said him with Harbaugh, right? They didn't like.
That was a whole different situation. But we'll talk about all that and more on the Morning Breeze. Make sure you tap in with us at 6:30 tomorrow morning. Me and Jordan JC. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. For the super producer Joel Holt, the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, Superman C Dub, and Mr. Drew Better. You knew better. You do better. Say who better? Nobody, bro. It's your boy Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down. One love. Peace.
One love. One love.
I was, if we even got to best and worst, I was just gonna say the best of my day
Yeah.
of the weekend
You had a nice
was
steak.
4:15 on a Sunday.
Yeah. What'd you do at 4:15 on Sunday?
I walked out of here when the Bears game ended. Jesus Christ.
Well, I was on the boat.
That's it. Yeah.
And then I lost my phone though. My phone
Hey,
died.
you had a best and worst on the
That
boat.
was-
I got a best
Yeah,
of
we
the
thought you
weekend.
died. Okay.
My best of the weekend is
Good Lord.
Dogecoins exploding in the stock market.
Whoa. They were doing what?
Oh, they're exploding.
The Dogecoin is great for the economy.
Oh yeah, great for the economy.
Great for the economy. Elon's back in business, baby.
Put him there.
I added that. That's how you get a better Trump. He does a lot of it's very big.
Oh, he does.
There's a lot of like growling in the
Department of Government Efficiency.
The Department of Government Efficiency is quite good.
We're gonna be moving on from Shane Waldron.
It has a